This is Valley News Live at 10.
Good evening. We begin tonight with a search for a missing person in the Northern Valley.
The search started on the Grand Forks Air Force Base. It has now expanded. The missing woman is 18-year-old Haley R. Sullivan, who law enforcement officials say has special needs. The family says she left the family campground sometime between last night and this morning. She is described as 5'2" with brown hair and glasses.
Valley News Team's Nishay Taylor joins us now live from Grand Forks with the latest on those search efforts. Nishay.
Stacy, Justin, what we know so far is that public affairs officials say the search for the young woman has suspended on the Grand Forks Air Force Base. Now, but earlier today, military members and volunteers conducted a search for Haley. Those living on the base were asked to help by checking their yards, their garages, but base officials say a thorough search was done, but they were unsuccessful in finding the young woman. They also say as of now, no other searches will be conducted on the base. Now, the search efforts have now been turned over to the Grand Forks County Sheriff's Office, and at this time, it's unclear whether searches will reconvene as of tomorrow or where exactly they plan to search for the young woman. In Grand Forks, Nishay Taylor, Valley News Live.
A lot of questions from people in the community asking if they can help. Will there be a public search that's coordinated? Base leaders right now only saying anyone living in base housing asked to check in and around your homes and call 701-747-6711 if you have any information.
Meanwhile, Fargo police are again asking for any tips that could help determine what happened to a woman who disappeared 4 years ago today. Brenda Cartez was walking out of Center Inc. on West Track Drive to go to a local park around 1:30 in the afternoon, July 12, 2018. Her remains were found more than a month later at Riverside Cemetery by the river. Anyone with information is asked to submit those tips to the Criminal Investigation Unit at 701-241-1405. You can also text tips to Fargo PD. We have more details on that on our website, valleynewslive.com. Outside, it was a beautiful day today and a pretty remnants of a sunset, but a hot rest of the week ahead. Nathan?
Yeah, Justin, you hit the nail on the head right there. Beautiful sunset, but our 7-day planner has some heat on the agenda here for the next, a good chunk of the next 7 days. But take a look at this, just beautiful from our Corbin Auto Tower cam. Still seeing some colors there of twilight with 1-2 clouds out there this evening. So yeah, a nice evening for us here on this Tuesday. Watching satellite and radar at this hour, still seeing one lingering cluster of rain, but notice how we went from 8:30 to now. That little shower that was moving through Clearwater County really fell apart when it moved to southern Beltrami County down toward Itasca. Now can't rule out still some lingering raindrops there, but by and large things are dry for everybody at this hour. And temperatures are nice and cool. Bemidji, where those showers have been moving through, 63 that current temperature, then 60s and 70s for most everybody else. There's 70 right now, Fargo, 70 also in Jamestown, 69 there in Devil's Lake. So cool this evening, but our temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center for the next 6 to 10 days shows a little bubble of above average and well above average temperatures for our region. And then looking even further out to the 14-day outlook, the Climate Prediction Center says, hey guys, watch out, well above average temperatures expected for that 2-week period in the Southern Valley and above average for the rest of us. And of course, watching that carefully, I'll tell you coming up here in a few minutes just how hot it will get and how long that heat sticks around. Of course, that's coming up, Justin, Stacy, here in about 10 minutes or so.
All right, thanks so much, Nathan.
Continuing coverage now on Fargo's officer-involved shooting from Friday. Police have now located the man who had evaded them after the shooting on Friday. Fargo police say Derek Stanley was detained in North Fargo, then transferred to North Dakota BCI for their investigation, which continues. Stanley was one of 3 people police say were found in that van when it either tried to drive away or drive at police officers.
The driver of the van, 28-year-old Shane Netterville, was shot by an officer and later died. Today, North Dakota Attorney General Drew Wrigley said he will personally handle the case, and despite calls from the public, he doesn't plan to release the police body cam video until after his investigation is finished. Now, the public will get a chance to comment on this at Thursday night's Police Oversight and Advisory Board meeting. The top agenda item is taking a deep dive into the FPD policies relevant to this shooting. The chief encourages the public to come out or tune in. We took the issue to legal experts today who say the investigation will take time as there's a lot to dissect in this case.
The biggest questions being whether it was reasonable for an 11-year Fargo police veteran to believe he had to use deadly force, and whether the man behind the wheel of the van was fleeing or trying to run over the officers.
The vehicle can certainly be considered as a weapon. You can kill somebody with a car. Then you also look at it from the officer's perspective. Did he really believe that that car was targeted at him and he had no other choice but to fire?
Tonight, Officer Adam O'Brien remains on administrative leave from Fargo PD following the shooting while the North Dakota BCI investigates.
New for you tonight, a sheriff's office canine helped with the arrest of an 18-year-old in Bemidji. That all happened around 2:30 a.m. July 8th in the Pete's Place parking lot. When deputies initiated a traffic stop, they say Lawrence Daniels ran into a large swampy area. Canine Rip immediately picked up the track and Daniels was arrested for possession of a pistol without a permit, driving without a license, and contributing to the delinquency of a child. 2 juvenile males were also taken to the Northwest Juvenile Center. Hundreds of animals have been seized from across North Dakota after the sheriff's office acted on a tip in Rolette County. So roughly 500 head of cattle were found either dead or neglected. That led to the owners, Steve Nicholson and Tanner and Cameron Millang, to surrender all their animals, more than 700 from across the state.
Many parents are struggling with child care, whether it's stuck on a wait list or dealing with the high costs. Today, a session called Child Care, the Workforce Dilemma, touched on those obstacles and more in the Fargo-Moorhead area. Representatives from West Central Initiative, healthcare providers, daycare centers, lawmakers and parents all gave differing perspectives on this growing issue.
There are some coalitions that are starting to build. There are a lot of fragmented efforts throughout the state, but I think that we need to come together with one voice so we don't have a competing narrative, and just to really streamline our message so we can get results.
Many ideas were discussed and potential solutions. They also said this is just the beginning of the conversation. The panel also spoke about the importance of voting in the upcoming legislative session for whoever you think has answers.
A group in Minnesota is hoping to curb violence by encouraging teens to put down their guns and put their lives into focus.
Red Chapman explains.
Statistics prove more young people are using guns.
Right now, it is a lot of shooting going on.
That's why the founder of 8 to 18 Truth Center is partnering with One Minnesota and Revolution Studios to offer an alternative to what is going on in the street.
So shooting each other isn't the thing to do with a gun, but how about shooting each other with a camera? Hey, put the guns down and pick the cameras up.
See how the lens is just focusing by itself even if we're not doing anything.
Young people from 7th to 12th grade can sign up for a 5-week course. It teaches basic photography skills with direct mentorship. At the end of the course, students keep the camera, lens, and bag and continue to benefit from that mentorship.
We want to use this camera as a means to getting these kids away from the inner city.
Getting out of the city allows time for mentors to reach these kids. 15-year-old Luis Wolford is one of the first to learn. He wants to be an example to others.
I used to do dumb things back when I was younger, so I kind of stopped trying to do that and stuff. So like now I'm trying to have some of the people that's doing the stuff that they're doing out here to stop doing what they're doing and to proceed to do good with their life.
Luis believes picking up a camera could open up a whole new world.
There's a lot of things that you can do with being a photographer and a videographer instead of just being a gangbanger. Because being a gangbanger either gets you killed or in jail. Being something positive, influence other kids that want to do something positive.
Learn just how much technology is packed into something that's so simple and easy for people.
The hope is the course lessons and the mentorship will help these young people truly put life into focus.
New for you tonight, while many people are enjoying the Red River Valley Fair this week, the list of new foods for the Minnesota State Fair is out.
Plenty of options to tempt your taste buds over 40 days until the gates open. Of course, all the fried goods are on a sticker back, but you'll notice a lot more ethnic and vegan-friendly options. The herbivorous butcher, oxymoron I know, has created the Poultrygeist. It's fried chicken topped with the sausage gravy and French fried onions on Texas toast. They also have the Steak Exorcist, similar but with chicken fried steak rather than fried chicken. Both those things somehow vegan. Meanwhile, the Arepa bar serves up arepas 3 ways: pulled pork, pulled chicken, and again, a vegan option.
You know, I was born and raised in Venezuela. This is like one of the most important things I can do to really show what Venezuelan culture is.
Although it's my favorite thing to do every year, there's not a lot I can eat. And so we're really excited to be a part of this story where vegan options are starting to be introduced.
And on our website, you can find the link to the full list of new fair foods.
Yeah, and we talked about some of the healthier options, but there's still a cotton candy float, which I know my kids would like. It's cotton candy soda, vanilla ice cream, cotton candy, of course. There's a burger here on like a Mexican bread with some raspberry like jam or something on there. That sounds great. There's, of course, the ice cream on a stick. Lots of options there to enjoy. Do you have any favorites so far?
Just about anything on a stick. Deep fried Snickers on a stick.
Not a bad option. Still ahead tonight. A Crooks